Okay. So in next few minutes, I will give an overview of CFIN. And in the meanwhile, then we will open the floor. After 10 minutes, we will open the floor for question and answers. And the session is being recorded. So in case you missed anything or anything you think you want to hear again, yes, you will be getting the recording YouTube link for the same. So we will be hosting this video on YouTube. Yeah. And for asking question, you can open up the mic or you can open up, you can just put it in the chat. It's up to you. So let's start with an introduction first. We'll talk about CFIN in a couple of minutes, but let's talk about why and what are the deployment options and how things are moving towards S4HANA. I think that is very important before we understand CFIN as a whole. So from ECC to S4, when SAP came up with this concept of S4HANA, there are multiple options to move for every organization, but it depends which option does suit to the organization. And that suitability depends on what is their current status. If they have one ECC system, for example, it makes sense to migrate and do the migration project. If they are on non-SAP, let's say Oracle, and they want to still transform to S4HANA, they can do the greenfield implementation. However, if an organization, which is a general trend, have multiple ERPs like SAP, non-SAP, or any other ERPs, and of course, you cannot just migrate or move to S4 in just kill the existing system. Yeah. So for that, SAP came up with the concept of SAP Central Finance. And what happens here is you can connect your multiple systems, ECC, even S4 HANA, or non-SAP systems, or any n number of systems to via SLT to SAP S4 HANA. We will come to master data governance in few minutes, but understanding first the core concept of CFIN is you connect your all ERPs. I have seen organizations with 80 ERPs. I have seen organizations with 2 ERPs. I have worked with organization having 30 ERPs. So it depends, currently how organization is designed. And the reason for having so many ERPs is their organizational strategy, because they are very busy in mergers and acquisitions. And every time there is a merger, every time there is an acquisition, they simply, you get a new system in the landscape. So that's about CFIN. And then we see what are the benefits. As I said, there are different deployment options. You have your own, every option has its own pros and cons. But what CFIN brings is CFIN brings a non-disruptive migration to S4. So you keep your current systems running. You don't need to change anything. You implement a brand new S4 HANA only for finance and you start data replication. So you are on S4, you are started using your processes for S4, but you are not disrupting your current landscape. And then process standardization, simplified reporting, because all your multiple chart of accounts on source system, multiple data structures are harmonized into one data structure. And of course, on top of this, you can put simplified planning and consolidation. So those are some key benefits. Of course, those customers who have implemented and SAP has described the benefit in terms of dollar values. What is the exact value what CFIN will give if they move there based on, it again, as I said, it depends on what kind of a landscape they currently own. Is it a full-fledged only ECC system, or is multiple ERP system, or is it SAP or non-SAP system? Coming to the architecture, it's for non-SAP system, for SAP system. We have SLT. SLT pulls the data from SAP ECC and it brings into S4 via, when it reads the accounting interface, it reads through the mapping tables and then passes through AIF and post it into Universal Journal. So this is a very pretty straightforward SAP interface. And when we say it brings data, it brings all this data. You can see on the screen, you have your FI document, you have CO documents, you have profit center postings, you have commitments, you have cost objects, which is internal order generally, activity rates, material cost estimate, projects. So all this data comes via from your ECC system. It passes through all the relevant checks, all the relevant customization enhancement you have done on S4 side. And after passing all the gates, it reaches your accounting state in S4, which is AC docker table, or different tables like for commitment, for cost object we have AUFK, for CO CO and FI we have AC docker, for others relevant tables it reaches. So that's what it replicates. And there is a methodology bit in sitting in between. As I said, SLT is one, but projects and WBS are replicated via ALE. So we have accounting documents going via SLT, controlling documents and cost object going via SLT, profit center, activity rates, and material cost going via SLT. So this is how system replicates the data. And this is a high level structure of non-SAP system. Uh, Non-SAP systems can be anything other than ECC, or even ECC, which are on lower release. It depends how you consider those. But for these systems, of course, your standard mechanism doesn't work because those are built on different platform with different data models. Like SAP has in company code, but Oracle have legal entity. SAP has cost center, but Oracle has business unit. Yeah. So in that case, there is a different technology being used. Magnitude is one. There is one another application. There are two products available in the market, with which you can replicate the data in the real time from any non-SAP system. Of course, there would be some enhancement, some tweak and tricks needed in between at layer number 3 and layer number 5 here. If you can see my screen, but yes, it then ultimately sends the data into S4. So that's a high level architecture. I will not take that long. Mm, we can open up the floor for any questions you have. As I said, you can put the question in the chat. I can answer that, or you can ask via audio. Would be happy to accept that. So any mode you can ask question on any relevant topic relevant to CFIN only. Yeah, please go ahead. Anybody who want to start.
Hi Nitin, this is Karan. I just want to know, like, how the data harmonization you will do.
Yeah. So there is always a recommendation that you should use a governance process. However, that may not be SAP MDG. Companies are not that big fan of SAP MDG. So in that case, what will happen is either you put a process or a custom tool or a non-SAP tool, which will help your harmonization of the data. And I have seen customers putting in even PI and PO, that even if the data is created on ECC side, let's say customer master, PI will replicate via iDocs into S4, business partner will be created and mapping will be done. So it is all custom. However, it is important that you should have a process. System is a second process. Second thing, you talk about SAP, non-SAP, how your architecture, how your landscape looks. But yes, there has to be a process. There has to be some mechanism where you can have your data moving in the systems and control the data in that way. Yeah.
Okay, like, the source company will say ECC, and also you have a source company non ECC, non SAP one.
Yes.
So how you harmonize between those and come up with a general mapping which can go to the target system?
See, it depends. You can for example, company code in ECC is 1000. You can map that to company code in S4 as US01. So there would be a mapping. Mapping is by a system. So you can say, okay, on source side, there would be multiple systems. So you can say for ECC1, company code 1000 goes to US01. ECC2, company code 1000 will go to US02. Of course, you can also do multi-mapping as long as those company codes on the source side are not transacting in intercompany. Because if they are transacting intercompany, then your multi-mapping of mapping multiple company codes to one is not something which will work. And that's what SAP gives an alert in configuration consistency check. There is a tab called multi-mapping, which checks that whether you are mapping multiple company code from source to one target, and are there any transaction intercompany exists. So that's standard report checks. But yes, you can do that. And and the mapping is by a system on the source side, so you can select per system. So you can say, because if you have multiple ECCs, you can have a possibility that 1,000 company codes are repeated 5 times, for example, in different system. So you can map it to one, you can map it to multiple, one-to-one mapping or n-1 mapping. The feasibility is there.
Yeah, 1:1, like, if you're mapping 1:1 is easy to understand. But if you are mapping n:1, what would be the challenges there?
Intercompany. if you are
Intercompany.
if you are transacting intercompany on source side, so let's say you have a company code 1,000, you have company code 2,000, and you map both them those to a US 01.
Yeah.
Now, if 1,000 and 2,000 on the source side are transacting intercompany, then what will US 01 understand? Because that's receiving everything. So
Yeah.
then your intercompany is a failure. Those transactions will fail. So in that case, SAP says you should not do multi mapping. Don't do n:1 mapping for company codes. That's what the recommendation is. Of course, if I have seen a customer, they say, yeah, uh, we are in different systems, and we have no intercompany transaction for such company codes, and they have mapped multi-mapping, and that's successful. But you have to be ensured that in any time in past or in future, you should never have intercompany transactions.
Okay. And I've seen some article, short living data, long living data. When it comes to short living data, such as like an internal order, etc., like, once that the validation is finishes, how that new internal order will take place, that need to be created again on the target system?
So SAP creates automatically. So when you do the configuration for internal orders in system, you tell system whether you want n:1 internal order or 1:1. That's the first thing. Once you tell system, okay, I want 1:1, so every time there is an internal order created in ECC, system will send back and will send the information to S4. There would be a new internal order created in S4 and mapped automatically. So that is automatic process. In case you have n:1, in that case, you can create n number of orders in source, and because it reads the mapping, it says, okay, you are telling system n:1. So every time you create a new internal order in source, it will automatically map to one dummy order, and mapping will be taken care by system automatically. So it's a real-time automatic process. As soon as you create an order in source, it will, based on your cardinality n:1 or 1:1, system will read that and will create a mapping in target system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we need to maintain the attributes of fields in target system, or
Yeah, yeah,
SAP?
yeah. There, the SAP has given standard options. Of course, if you want to change, you have choice to do that.
Okay, like, for example, on the tax side, we have, like, input tax, we put as a minus
Okay.
on the FS00
Hold on.
while we are
So
configuring.
you moved from internal orders to take GL account now.
No, no, no,
I
I'm
was
just asking. Yeah.
okay. So yes, as I said, in internal orders, yes, SAP gives option. For example, you have a statistical order in source. You can bring that field to target, copy from source, and there are fields you can determine directly in target. So that's one part. Second part, coming to all these options of GL accounts or any other master data, yes, you have a flexibility. You can directly copy what is source coming to target, or you can put some harmonization or changes in between. Tell if this is coming as X, go to this table, read, and of course, you can customize. But yes, options are available. Yeah.
Yeah. One final question on MDG. Like, what is the role of MDG? If you, as you said earlier, you want to keep, instead of MDG, you want to use PIPO interface and do AF documentation mode
Yes.
to,
MDG has two roles. There
yeah.
is one is MDG Lite, which is used for central finance mapping. For that, you don't need MDG. CFIN S4 has its MDG tables embedded. Another is MDG, which is as a governance process. If I create a master data, I create a customer, there has to be an approver, and that approver will first approve, and then that master data will flow according to the logic I have given. For example, in this screen, if you see on the blue box on the master data governance, I created a customer. Now, the rule says sorry, the rule says that customer should only go to ECC only on the green box. That's a rule. So that governance process is needed when you really want to use MDG. Otherwise, if you say I just want the mapping tables to be updated, then MDG Lite is pre-given. MDG full-fledged is used for the governance of the entire master data. Whether you want to have workflows, you have a centralized master data hub. Like in this case, the blue box is a hub, and then ECC, S4, non-SAP, or these are clients. So you say, okay, I will create an hub, and the clients will receive based on logic, because that customer might not be applicable for S4 or non-SAP. So you can only tell system customer created 1, 2, 3, but it will only go to ECC because of my business requirement. So in that cases, MDG is needed.
See, I see. In relation to like FI and CO posting, how the reconciliation will be covered on CFIN end?
There are standard reconciliation reports SAP has provided. When you run the report in CFIN, you will see automatically source and target data are source data is called, and systems gives you clear errors or green. It colors the box every document level. If everything is good, it says green, no errors. If there is an error, it makes red and give the comment saying something is not matching. For example, value doesn't match or currency doesn't match, whatever it is. So there are reports given by SAP.
Oh, yeah. In relation to that, like, S4, it doesn't recommend cost accounting, right? And it's only prompts for account-based costing, right?
Yes.
So if my source system, if I'm following cost method, how would that impact on when it goes to the safe in
So
targets?
there are specific configurations where you can transform your account cost-based COPA to account-based COPA. In that
I
case,
see.
what will happen? The data from in source system, it is sitting in CE1, CE2, CE3, CE4 tables. In
Yeah.
target side, it will come to AC Docker table. So yes, there are configurations in system which tells you what kind of COPA you use, how you want to transfer your data. Of course, then you do have all those COPA mappings is comes into picture, and then based on that mapping, you drive your transformation.
So there is a possibility of.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying my doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the first one, I pumped so many questions to you.
No problem, no problem. Yeah. In the meanwhile, other people ask question. Just a side note, uh, if you are interested, there is a training program already. One batch is going on. Second is starting on 20th. We are doing this training end to end on S4 HANA 2020, and in which you, of course, system access is there with you, dedicated servers. Plus, we are doing end to end project simulation where we start configurations on S4 side, create new company code, do mapping with the ECC data for FICO COPA, because ECC we have account cost based COPA, the one question you asked. And then we do end to end initial load, real time replication, mappings, central payment we are doing. So we do end to end here, and it's a hands on thing. Uh, except first session, after there would be no PowerPoints. You will be just working in the system directly and working with the group as a project. So that's starting 20th February, Saturday.
I see.
Yeah.
Um, what are the charges or fee?
You can drop me a WhatsApp here.
Yeah.
You can just scan the QR code and we can discuss that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi Nitin, I am Murli here.
Hey Murli.
Nitin, what is the difference between this normal weekend batch and fast track batch?
Okay. So weekend batch, this is a extended 40 hours batch where you do end to end hands on. You have to
Okay.
do it. You will be in the system. You will be working with the team, with a group of who have registered, and together, one person is working on company code, another says, okay, I complete on the source side, I mappings. So that's end to end hands on training. Fast track is for those people who are in sales, who just need a high level overview. So there you will have configuration walkthrough, but you will not be doing configuration with your hands. So the recommendation is, if you are working as a consultant and if you want to have the hands-on flavor, in that case you go for full-fledged. If you are in an IT organization involved in sales, pre-sales, explaining customer, then you go for fast track because you are not involved in the system level thing. Does that answer your question,
Yeah, yeah.
Murli? Okay.
And one more question: will it be covered non-SAP to CFIN also.
We are
This one we can.
covering the architecture end to end, non-SAP systems to SAP. I'm still working on the infrastructure. We don't have any kind of non-SAP system, and Magnitude is a proprietary product. But yes, we cover end to end architecture, that how the picture works, because I have done Magnitude a couple of times, so I know end to end how Magnitude works and how this product talks to S4. Yeah, and I will be sharing the standard guides for Magnitude interfaces. Yeah, and when I say here certification overview, you will get all the material related to certification books and a lot of other material like from SU conference and a lot of other webinars for CFIN, which may help you in your projects.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? Anybody?
What is the difference between previous versions to this current version, Nathan?
Things are changing. So, like in new version, SAP introduced central budgeting for internal orders in 2020. SAP introduced document splitting from non-SAP systems because there is no concept document splitting was mandatory in past in each source, but now they say you can directly do in target. So there are new functionalities being introduced in 2020, and that is the intention. We are covering we recently got this system. So we started the first batch on 1909, but then we got in between we got this 2020, then we moved to 2020 now. So we are using latest system, and we will be looking internal order budgeting, central payment end to end, which is very important, because central payment is something everybody wants to see, how the existing data will be migrated and used, and how the new data will look like if clearing in source and then open in target.
Okay, in your training program, Nitin, do you provide some kind of exercises, how each activity need to be completed?
Yes. So what the training model is, we start the first session with all overview theory things.
Yeah.
Second session we go the group. There is a group, tasks are assigned. Okay, you have to configure 2 company codes in S4HANA end to end from, so that they can make payment. You have to create master data. So those tasks are divided, and once that is ready, then we again come together. Of course, we work together, and we have WhatsApp group we coordinate. Even this morning, I saw 150 messages with the batch one is talking, because they are ready with the company code now, and we are going to start the CFIN IMG configuration and doing initial load today. So yes, so then we do CFIN config together on the screen, and then we do initial load, we'll do replication, and of course all recordings are available, so that if anybody wants to access something later or want to see how that configuration looks, so that that's available to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question? Any topic you want to discuss? I think you have Saf or Ninva. Any question? Feel free to ask, even if you're not relevant for training. If you have any question you faced in the project or anything, feel free to ask that. I think somebody is asking the passcode. Is the passcode not provided in the meeting?
Yes, Nitin, we have received by mail.
Okay. I think somebody is joining, is asking for the passcode.
This central finance will cover group reporting as well, Nitin?
We are talking, we talk about group reporting as a whole, but yeah, we are not covering that end-to-end part of, kind of configurations and others, because of course, group reporting is a kind of separate module altogether.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we have more people. Hey, hi, Ritesh. People are still joining in. Anybody who has missed anything, feel free to watch the recording later. It will be there. And if you have any questions, feel at the bottom there is an email ID and there is a QR code for WhatsApp. Just drop me a note if you are interested in training or anything which you would really want to talk about. I think a couple of people are other joining. And as I said, this training batch is starting coming weekend. So yeah, we still have 2 slots available. In case you feel you should register, just drop me a note. No more questions for anyone? Murli, Saf?
Yeah, Nitin, in architecture, you have mentioned SAP, non-SAP, and N plus also. What is that?
Okay, N means you can have N number of systems.
Okay.
Yeah, there is no limitation that you can have only 5 or 10 or 20 ECCs. I have seen 30 ECCs and 10 non-SAP system at one shot. So you have a flexibility that you can connect N number of systems on the source side to one target. Of course, your target sizing will change, depends on the data volume and the amount of data you expect from source to target coming in.
Okay. Yeah. Another question. In another side, I have seen data is moving from
This
the
one?
central finance staging tables, interface tables, mapping to
Yes, here.
AF, right? Even successful documents are also moved through AF.
Yes. In AIF is a single stop shop. In AIF, you see all successful documents. In AIF, you see all failed documents. So on failure, you can take action. You can say, okay, why it is failed? Let's say GL account missing, not mapped. So you can take action on failed. And at the same time, you will see successful document, which is already posted in S4 CFIN. You will see that as well with the document number in AIF. So that's an intent, and that's what all we are going to see in the project simulation. So when I said it's training, it's kind of not a training, a PowerPoint training, but yeah, it's all system and working on the latest release. Yesterday we activated internal order budgeting as well. So that's something new we will be covering.
Okay. So anything will be moved to without AF to SEDOCA. I mean, no, in not in this. No, I have seen in some other slide, maybe some other your video, where no, I have seen arrow directly from mapping to SEDOCA.
Mapping to AC Docker, I don't think so. There is it goes via mapping to AC Docker. You still have it
Okay.
still passes through AIF. In AIF, you have
Okay.
different versions. Let me check. Hold on, let me show you. I hope you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
I think my session disconnected. Okay, give me a second. Let me see if I can access my system and I will show that. Yes, reconnect. Yeah, let me show you the system and we'll answer a few questions you already asked.
Nitin, in the meantime, how about the licensing works here? Do we need to get separate license for CFIN and as well as
Yes.
for S4? No?
Yes.
Okay.
So S4, of course, you have to buy.
Mhm.
CFIN, it's a separate licensing. You need to, of course, sometimes it depends again how your licensing model is in the past. Sometimes SAP say, yeah, all you can eat in S4, so then you automatically get CFIN. Sometimes they say CFIN has to be charged separately for this number of years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So licensing is very customer specific. Every customer has different agreement with SAP. I'll show you a couple of mapping scenarios and I will also show you let it work. And I will also show you the question you asked on AUFK part on that order mapping and COPA mappings. Any other question in the meanwhile? I'm just logging into system. Okay.
What is the kind of scope for the CFIN consultants or compared to the S4 consultants?
Market is full currently. CFIN, there are market is full with requirements that I can tell you. I am working on my 6th project currently.
I see.
On CFIN, yes. I did S4 HANA years back. Now from 5 projects I've already completed on CFIN. 6th project I already started a couple of months back. So yes, there is a full scope. You should not worry about the scope. The reason is all those companies who have the large architecture, who have multiple systems in their portfolio, they are going to CFIN. There is no runaway. So this is the system. And as I said, I'll show you some things in CFIN IMG. So we cover this end to end. When we say training, we cover all these configurations, setup system, mappings. So here you were asking COPA mapping. So here you see define COPA mappings, and based on source operating concern, here like this, you do the mappings of the characteristics and value fields, how your data will move from target to source system. Yeah, that is one. And the second thing is, yes, on the question of multi-mapping, we have up and running connected system. Let me see here. You see here, it says N:1 multi-mapping. Here system checks whether you have multiple source company codes connected to one target company code. And if the answer is yes, then it checks and gives you error here if things are not good, so that you are already alert. So this is a consistency check report which is available, which checks your source and target. That is one. And on AUFK cost object mapping, there was a question how that works. So you have defined scenarios, and you see here you have options. Internal order, you can tell system 1:1, or I want N:1. Whatever you define, it is your choice. And then you can copy source characteristics. Let's say okay, order type, I want to copy from source or I want to take from central. It depends. You can define all these logics here. And then when it comes to so this is all is part which we are going to configure. So as I said, the batch is currently created 2 company codes already. We are now today going to upload all the mappings of the master data, and then we will be running the consistency check, and then we will be running the initial load of the data from source to target. And coming to reconciliation reports, if you go here, where is central financial accounting, central finance here, comparison reports, you see you have all the reports available. For FI, we have 4 reports: count, GL line, GL balance, and clearing status. And then for CO, you have 3 reports, which says number of document count and line item of cost element, balance of cost element. For commitment also you have reports. Profit center accounting, you have reports. All these are comparison reports available within system. Yeah. And when we, of course, on top of this, we have a Fury connected. I don't know if I have configured all the host files and all, but yeah, we have Fury available, which we will be using. We will be using all these reports in Fury during this project. Any other question? So we have ECC, we have S4HANA, and we have SLT. We have all 3 systems available. Here we will be, that's what we are trying to simulate, end-to-end scenarios, including central payment. including internal order budgeting is being activated in source yesterday. We are now activating in target, and then we will be running that on that 2020 release as well. Questions for me? Okay. So yeah, in case you are interested, just drop me a note. As I said, I have 2 more spots in the batch. Already 6 people have registered. We just take 8 people. First batch is running. Second is starting on 20th February next, which is next week, coming Saturday. And yeah, you can WhatsApp me, or you can just drop a note on email ID, and yeah, we can work it out. System access, you will get all the systems as I just showed you. You will get during training plus 30 days of training. So even after training, you will have system access if you want to still try to simulate, still try to work, and you will have WhatsApp group available if you want to communicate with your batchmates on anything which you still have a doubt. So there would be a close collaboration even after training. It is not just you train and you go away. And all the recordings, all the PDF material, S4F61, S4F60, all those will be available for you to download from the Google Drive. Okay, that's all I have. Unless you don't have any question, thank you so much for joining in, and I will host this recording on YouTube soon, so you can access it as well. Yeah.
Thanks, Nathan. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.